you, Harmon. Now, the applicant, I'll need your name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Sean McCluskey. I'm with Realty Link out of Greenville, South Carolina. Address 14 South Main Street, second floor, 29601. Try to be very brief. Realty Link has been in business for 13 years. We're a regional commercial real estate developer. Concentrate on single tenant retail and restaurant developments, some shopping center work. We've also brought Danny Bennett, who's our local consulting engineer on the project. If there's any questions that they may need answered. Hart's been good to work with. I think he made a pretty clear explanation of it. One other note is the zoning we're requesting is the zoning of surrounding properties. You've seen elevations of what we propose, as well as for site plans. We generally build brick. You saw polished stone when he's got it around the building, storefront glass, some ethos, stucco. We generally heavily landscape our sites. I don't think I have any problem pleasing from an aesthetic standpoint. So, I'll answer your question.
If we approve this tonight, how soon before you'll go under construction and when you'll be complete?
First, on the completion of construction, this project will take about 100 days to build from the ground up, plus the time to demolish the site. So I'd say about 4 months of construction. I think construction could start in the late summer, early fall at the earliest. I think you touched on it, there's always, this zoning is a condition of our purchase contract with the seller. So there's usually 30, 60, 90 days of that go on. So I would anticipate that we will close the project and start construction somewhere in early fall.
I was just wondering for my schedule whether I need to schedule to be there at the crown, the ribbon cutting before I leave office. I just,
We'll do everything I can.
Being facetious. Any other questions yet, council?
Yes. Number one, I looked at your site plan, and I can't be any happier that someone is finally coming in and taking over that site that's been an eyesore in the city for the last 6 years. And I appreciate that. One of the things, in order to meet our landscape ordinance, I noticed that you had an unspecified row of trees along the front of the property, the frontage along 124, and although that meets our current landscape ordinance, would you be amenable to having some larger trees along the back of the property? There's between your parking and the drive street that's behind there, there's a flat area that might be a good place to put a couple of large or overstory trees rather than putting ornamentals along the street that will be topped by Georgia pines. And look, number one, will block the view of your property substantially, and number two, will end up being topped as soon as they start flourishing.
Yes, that's fine. That's actually probably preferable for our tenant and for us. We've got a situation where we're power, it's better to have ornamentals in the front and canopy, mature trees in the back. So if that's your preference, we certainly do that.
Okay, and the mayor earlier alluded to a right-in, right-out at the drive. I'm sorry, it doesn't automatically point. It shows a stub of your property coming down and actually being part of the private drive that accesses the kind of shops behind. There's a notch. It looks as though the right-of-way, you don't come out into the roadway, your ownership, or the right-of-way goes back there. Do you have any idea whether
That's the right way?
Yeah.
I can't say for absolute certain. There are probably ownership and easement issues over that driveway. The condition that was brought up tonight, I had to review it, but we would be willing to work through the feasibility of that. The drive functions so right in, right out now. That's fine. The letter would be a no further action letter from the EPD, which basically says the site is acknowledged as clean. And that's a condition of our purchase from the seller. We don't buy gas stations that don't have that.
I understand, just that oftentimes up here it's belt and suspenders, so just.
And that's probably already required as part of our site development or grading permit package anyway.
I think that's all I have.
Any other questions of the council? You don't have to buy one gas station that doesn't have that letter. You'll never buy it again. Any other questions?
Yeah, there was one, and I alluded to this with Mr. Bay. The elevation, the brick elevation picture that he put up is, do you have any problem being tied to that design?
I think the design looks great. I think actually both of them look good. It somewhat depends on the surrounding architecture. The ethos or stucco elevation had stone and brick on it. As far as, I don't know if you'd like to see 100% brick. I would like to not be tied to 100% brick, but sometimes, you say a majority brick with polished stone and ethos as an accent material.
So if we said substantially in accordance to the, this elevation photo label B, substantially in accordance as decided by the Director of Planning and Development, gives you a little wiggle room, but still gives us something that looks very similar to this.
Yes, sir. I would ask if we could do a majority brick and not 100% brick, but in accordance with that architecture.
Right.
And the awnings, that job is in Rose, North Carolina, which is a suburb of Charlotte, off I-74.
Why don't you say that the council's preference is more brick than not? And please don't follow the architecture around us, because that architecture is awful. So we're hoping that you're going to improve that corner, not match what's around it. So.
Well, I can assure you that if this project goes forward, which it should, with rezoning, that's where we make you happy with architecture.
Okay. All right, any other questions? Okay, thank you very much. You've used 8 minutes, you have 7. I'll now ask anybody who wishes to speak in opposition to this project to come forward for your name and address. Let the record show there was no citizens who came forward to oppose this. Is there anybody, citizens who wish to speak in favor or neutral on this project? Please come forward, state your name and address for the record.
My name is Diane Santini. My address is 2452 Chimney Top Lane, Snellville. I just wanted clarification. Is it a phone store that's going to go in there, or are these pictures just meant to show the architecture? And at this point, it's not known what business will go in there. Is it a phone store or?
She wants to know, is it Verizon or AT&T?
We're not allowed to reveal the
Okay.
tenant's name, but it's a national brand of low-intensity retailer.
Okay.
That's my question. Thank you.
Yeah, the zoning is basically approved, the zoning rezoning based on the site plan, which is basically, if you look at it, it's probably going to be very similar to what you see in front of you.
And
It's not,
what's the difference between neighborhood business and the general business that changing the?
well, really what it is everything surrounding this is highway business. It's more an intense business. A neighborhood business is something that would be less intense that you would find in a neighborhood. And this basically, this corner is not a neighborhood anymore. It's a relic from our zonings prior. And since this property's just been sitting there vacant and nothing's been acted on it since 1989, we're bringing it up to code and it's meeting. It just allows for more intense uses.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other citizens wishing to comment? Seeing none, I'll close public comment. The chair will now recognize Mr. Warner for the purpose of a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I can't read.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that is a problem. Make a motion that we approve case RZ 11-01, rezoning from BN to BG for 1937 Scenic Highway, Snellville, with the conditions as put forth by the, coming out of the Planning Commission meeting of April 26, with the following additional conditions. And I'll try to get numbers on additional condition number 1, the applicant shall coordinate with the Gwinnett DOT and Director of Planning to assess the feasibility and installation of right-in, right-out, median, or right turn-in, right turn-out markings whichever is workable at the rear of the driveway connecting to Ronald Reagan Park. That may seem familiar to you, Mr. Mayor. The next condition would be the building will be designed in general accordance with the elevation photo labeled B, as in brick, presented during the May 23rd, 2011 meeting of the Mayor and Council. Next condition is site plan will be amended to include a minimum of 2 overstory trees such as American Elm, Princeton variety, or other as approved by the Director of Planning and Development. Plantings at the front Highway 124 frontage of the development will be ornamental in nature. And third, applicant is to provide a copy of the letter from the EPD to the Director of Planning and Development before issuance of a certificate of occupancy. And that is my motion.
There's a motion, is there a second on that motion?
Second.
Second by Ms. Bender. Mr. Warner?
I've heard enough of me.
Ms. Bender?
I would just like to echo Mr. Warner's comment earlier about, like to thank you for coming in and taking this eyesore and hopefully redeveloping it into something that we can all be proud of here in the city. This is great redevelopment. This is what we're after here in the city. I think it's something that shows that Snellville is a viable community, that a national retailer would want to come in and invest this amount of money in a corner lot like this. I think it shows a lot for what our community has to offer and what our community is about. So I just think this is a great step in part of our redevelopment process.
Any other council wish to speak on this matter? I'll close that. I believe it's the wish of the council to vote on this. All those in favor of this motion, Mr. Warner, approve the rezoning, signify by raising the right hand. That's 5-0. The motion is approved. The zoning is approved. Thank you very much. That ends our public hearing.